What's up everybody, Jay here again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the C3 equals tangerines, C cubed, C3. I'm not really sure what the proper term is, but it looks like C cubed, so that's what I'm going to say. Anyways, so let's go over the specs really quick, shall we? These are a linear switch manufactured by JWK and sold by the Key Dot Company. They are sold in packs of 10 at $6.50 per pack. They come with gold-plated springs in two weights, 62 grams and 67 grams, and they are advertised as umwap housings with palm stems. When I originally ordered my switches, I ordered them on the 28th of July. After about 3 weeks of not receiving any kind of shipping notice, I was getting a little worried that maybe this was another drop situation. Turns out there was a issue that affected around 700 orders of the switches where the information didn't import to Shopify like it should have, so they had to get some developers to manually enter orders, and we ended up getting the switches about a month after the original order date. Wasn't too much of a big deal. I was just praying to the Lord that my order didn't get canceled. But anyways, let's go ahead and go into the likes and dislikes of this video. These switches look awesome. Some people feel like the colors are a little bit of a gimmick, but I like some style in my switches. You know, let's give them a little color. Let's make them look different. Let people personalize their stuff. All right, the switches look great. I like the color scheme. I say it's a win. Another thing I like is that the spring weights feel nice. I'm a fan of the heavier linears. 62 grams feels good, but it's a little bit more on the lighter side than I'd like. So if I were to get to choose, I'd probably go with a 67. That's just my preference. Another good thing about these switches is that they're PCB mount. So they have those two extra legs to prevent the switches from moving around too much when you're soldering. So like, let's say if you're soldering a half plate or something like that, these extra legs prevent those switches from moving around too much. One thing I didn't like about these switches is that they actually came lubed from the factory. Now it's a very light lubrication, kind of like an oil, and a light oil, as you can see here. This is to, I guess, market them as smooth switches out of the factory. But I'm not really a fan of that. So if I were to get to choose, I'd rather get switches that are unlubed from the factory so that I can go ahead and lube them with a lubricant of my choice. And even with this factory lube, these sound pretty scratchy, like pretty bad. Sure, they feel a little smooth as advertised, but I think that a proper lube job and some films do wonders. Like, I'm talking, when you film and lube these switches, they sound like heaven. I'm serious. Like, they sound really good. Speaking of how they sound, here's a sound test. Overall, I think these switches are a win for the JWK squad. Not only do they look great, but they sound amazing and feel amazing after you lube and film these, regardless of that thin layer of oil that comes from the factory. I would say it's safe to say that these switches deserve a solid B grade, and they are a must buy if you can get your hands on these. So let me know in the comment section down below, would you spend your hard-earned money on these switches? Would you pass on these? Did you like the way they sounded? Did you not like the way they sounded? And as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace. Another good thing about these switches is that why is that a tongue twister? Why am I struggling to say that? That's so stupid.